And welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Tac-Com, everybody. I'm fellow Blue Dodger, joined by BChappy. As always, Sshwo is running a little bit late, but we will get him in as soon as possible. Sid is working right now, and plus, since we're going to be talking mostly about multiplayer, he's kind of like one of the least amount of, he plays probably the least amount of multiplayer. Versus out of almost any type of hardcore Gears War fan. So,
yeah, Viking. Sshwo will be in soon.
Where's the guest of honor? He says
he's running a little late.
Yeah. So I guess we can start with the our intros. Again, I am fellow Blue Dodger. Started playing Gears of War. Christmas 2006. I started. I first played at a friend's house. Just like the week or two before Christmas, it was like a Christmas party at my friend's house, and my first match I was playing as Rom against I think it was a Carmine, 1v1 on canals. It was kind of a boring match, hindsight. We were just lancering each other, but I was able to get him down, and I walked up to him and it told me to press X, and so I curb stomped him, and that was my first ever kill. But then I got 360 that Christmas, and then I got Gears of War 1 like just right after, so it wasn't day one exactly, but I was pretty much there at the start. And my playstyle throughout the years, I've been more of it's kind of like a support, close quarters type of person. Like let's say in TDM, a lot of people think, it says, kill as many people as you can before your enemy team lives run out. My philosophy is, don't die. I'd rather have a person who goes 5-1 than 15-11. They're both the same technically with a +4 difference, but that guy took 11 lives out of everybody, while the other person took 1 life. So I'd rather have somebody who doesn't die a lot than one who gets a lot of kills but still dies a lot. My competitive experience, I haven't gone to any I haven't played in any LAN events. I've been in a couple online tournaments. I've won one on the forums and stuff, but I've been to, I think, like 3 or 4 online tournaments. And then I've been to 2 LANs. One way back in Gears 1 days, and it was just kind of like a citywide thing. It wasn't anything like on the grid. And then the other one was just recently at Hype Festation Winter Brawl 9. And I went with BChaps, which he'll discuss as well, and Schwartz. And we also met Fallout there, we met MK, 2K9, and also Suicide Fox after a while, and then we also saw Sshwo. And we kind of hanged out during that time, and that's how we got to know him. BChaps, you wanted to introduce yourself?
Alright, so I am BChaps. So I also started playing Christmas 2006 when I got my Xbox 360. Gears came with the Xbox. I was mainly a campaign player at that time because I tried to go online and Lancer everybody and kept getting wrecked by a sniper or a Nasher. And it took me a while to figure out how to use the Nasher properly. My playstyle is, recently I've been a support player, mostly long distance lancering and stuff and pistol play. But it really depends on what I'm doing. If I'm playing with GZB or something like that, I'll definitely be a close quarters person, or if I'm just playing for fun and relaxing, I'll be CQB, but most of the time I'm a support player. My competitive experience has pretty much just been, I've had a few tournaments on the forums like Dodger. I haven't won any. I think we lost in the finals on one of them. So that's that's a completely different style of gameplay than like a true competitive, like professional level game. The only experience I really have with those is, like Dodger said, we went to Hype Winter Brawl 9, and then also I've watched a few of them online. So yeah, that's pretty much my Gears background.
Well, Shwo's in the chat now. So yeah, hey Sshwo, when are you actually getting on? When can we get you in? Mr. Sshwo. But yeah, I think we were actually in a tournament together, chaps. I believe so. It was kind of like a fun thing, though. Yeah, we
The
were
little tickers that could.
the little tickers that could. Still won the
and Chaps gas station.
and
game.
Chaps gas station gang. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're about 7 minutes away. Okay, we'll try to do a little bit of delay, but we'll
stop texting in the car, Sshwo.
Stop texting in the car. That's bad. I legally cannot tell you to text and drive. That'd be very bad. It
All right.
froze. No.
Are you showing any drop frames, Dodger?
Nope.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're here to discuss, the new updates that the coalition released, what they're going to do with Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and what they have planned for it. So as a community stream, we thought it would be best if we brought someone in, from an opposing opinion or a slightly more opposing opinion, because if you saw the other 2 episodes, we kind of agreed on most of it, most of the things. There wasn't really any debates or any arguments involved. So we're extremely glad to have Sshwo with us for today, and hopefully next week as well, as we continue on other topics. And then, but keep in mind that we're discussing our opinions. We'll be trying to state mostly factual information. It won't be like, oh, I know exactly how Ultimate Edition is going to play out. I mean, that's just your opinion. No one's played the updated Ultimate Edition yet.
And try not to insult people.
Yeah, we're like, I have mad respect for Sshwo. I believe he has the same respect for me. Hopefully, I don't know.
Maybe not me.
I don't know. Maybe. I can't speak for him. But the debate will probably end with neither side agreeing with the other. But we felt that each side should be represented, and it's a lot faster and without the the always present insulter. Or, I'm a true Gears 1 vet, you guys don't know, you don't know how the competitive scene was. Or, like the so-called Gears 3 casuals who are like, oh, you guys just need to get better at the sniper. You need to get headshots, not body shots. So we're cutting all that away, and we're getting, the good stuff. The actual good discussions. That's what we're going to do. So, and hopefully you'll learn to understand both sides of the argument. That's basically our goal for today, is get both sides. Because I really believe that neither side is wrong. Because Sshwo wants what's best for the community scene. I want what's best.
Scene.
What?
Competitive scene.
What did I say?
Community.
Okay, yeah. He wants what's best for the competitive scene. I want what's best for the competitive scene as well. It's just that we have different views on how it should play out. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. Okay. Sshwo's probably about, maybe at his doorstep. I don't know.
Yep. So, as we said, there's a bunch of topics that we want to debate between today and our next episode, which will probably be Tuesday. While we wait for Sshwo, I guess there's a couple other things that aren't really debating topics that I guess we can cover while we wait for him. Let's see.
Oh, July 17th. Gears 3 for free.
Oh, yeah. That'll be really nice.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, and if you're watching this on YouTube, and you somehow haven't heard, or you're watching this on Twitch right now and you haven't heard for some reason, Gears 3 will be on the Games for Gold list on July 17th. So if you haven't bought Gears 3, or let's say you had it and the disc broke or something and you don't want to buy a new one per se, you can get it for free on July 17th. So,
or Gears fans who sold their 360s to get an Xbox One.
Wait, no, that's... But they still need a 360. They still need a 360.
So think about this, though. What's on the top 3 list for backwards compatibility for Xbox One?
I knew it was in the top 5. Is it in the top 3?
I thought it was top 3. Maybe it's just top 5.
Okay. It's one of the
So you
one
get
of the
a
big
digital
games.
download of it. So then when backwards compatibility is
you get it for free.
you get it for free on Xbox One, and you can play it there.
That's true, and I cannot wait to get play on Gears. Play on the Xbox One.
Yep.
Right before Ultimate Edition. That'd be amazing.
Yep.
Sshwo just turned onto his block, so yeah. Well, a couple more minutes. Oh yeah, so this stream should be really fun.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to give a shout out to is Vikings in the stream.
They can see because I have the chat thing.
Yeah, I know. He's one of the admins for GFC, who, when we did all the shout outs last time, we forgot to shout out to the GFC.
Which is one of the best things community has produced, I believe.
Yeah, it's wonderful. They host a bunch of forum-related events. Viking himself hosts the Theme Thursdays, which are moving to...
I want them back!
They're moving to Theme Saturdays, I believe now, or Sundays. He said they'll be coming out around the same time as Ultimate Edition, and we can look for announcements soon on those. Yeah. So, I know, Dodger, you and I were in on most of those, so it'll be really nice to get back into those. It's a really nice way to play some fun little game types with the community.
Yeah. Oh, and so if Cher is watching, I doubt she is, but I guess I can say this now instead of wait until the end if I forget. I just got my new Roxio because my previous one has been not really working as well. And plus, even though I fixed it, I kind of lost the product key. So, basically, I will be doing another Gears of Minecraft map. Won't say what it is yet. And I'm going to try to stream on my channel. A little bit, like actually start a stream for Gears 3 and then eventually Gears Ultimate Edition. So just, it's going to be on twitch.tv/TheBlueDodger. So instead of fell, it says The Blue Dodger. So yeah, that's my little announcement.
So Sshwo should be getting on any minute now. One last little announcement before he gets on. Actually, it's a pretty big announcement that Viking had mentioned in the chat a little bit ago. So it was confirmed by Rod less than an hour ago that every new Xbox One that ships the base model will come with a free copy of Ultimate Edition. So there's hopefully
wait, hold on. So wait, say that again. So every
base model Xbox One that ships will come with a free copy of Gears Ultimate Edition. So hopefully that will bump up the population.
That will definitely. I mean, because there's a lot of people who saw like the Xbox One games collection, in like the first couple of years, and like, there's Titanfall, there's Halo the Master Chief collection, there's like updated graphics on, Assassin's Creed or something like that, but there wasn't really anything worth. Like, for some people, they couldn't spend, the $500, the $400 on a new system. But I think with this year, with Gears of War coming out on the Xbox One, Halo 5 Guardians, Tomb Raider, like, there's a lot of good stuff coming, and that's where people actually buy Xbox One. So if they get, one of those base models that come with the Ultimate Edition, hey, look, it's a free game. They're definitely going to do it, Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully, improve the population. Alright, let's see if Sshwo is on now.
Alright, and when Sshwo comes in, our images are going to be kind of weird, so just, bear with us. It should only take about a minute for me to reposition our little camera things inside the little boxes, so.
Yep.
This is all Shwo's fault and Schwartz's fault, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, blame Schwartz as well.
Blame Schwartz.
Alright, so I just added Sshwo. We'll see if this works.
Oh! Well, it's already started. Good job. Well,
it started.
Well, no, now it's messed up. So, let me do my little magic. Let's delete that. And delete my little thing.
Hopefully Sshwo gets in here.
Ah! that's good. All right, so we're gonna have to wait until. So you won't see Chaps for a little bit, because if I do it now, it's gonna be a bit off when Sshwo joins the lobby. So you only have me, and then you'll have the voice of Chaps.
Ooh.
I think I'm in here. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
We just need. Are you gonna have video or no?
I can. I'm just trying to figure out how that works. Give me one second. Word. I think I got it.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
Okay.
Sshwo.
Okay, I'm gonna do Chaps first, so Sshwo has his big reveal. Okay, let's put you in.
All right. While you're doing that, I will. Actually, I guess we'll have Sshwo go ahead and do his intro.
Wait.
You want Sshwo to appear on stream first before he does an intro?
And here he comes. There he is, everybody.
Hey. Yo.
Hey guys.
What's going on? How's everyone doing? I just got off work, so I'm a
Yeah.
little disheveled, but you know, it's all good. It's like weird staring at the camera on my computer because it's like right above the screen, so it's just like.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll see me like looking to the left and not like, hey guys. So
I'll try to do that, but
Alright.
I have wandering eyes.
we're good to go.
All right.
I should tweet this out, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Pull up, yeah.
Oh
the
my
icon.
gosh, put it away. That's what Schwartz said.
Oh my god.
All right. So,
All right, so yeah.
Sshwo, you have the list of topics and stuff, right?
Yes, actually, still have it opened.
Cool. If you want to go through the whole introduction, who you are thing.
Sure. Okay, well, my name is Nick Krause. My gamer tag Sshwo. That's what, if anyone knows me, that's what they know me as. I started playing Gears in the summer of 07. I started off playing a lot of player matches and stuff like that. I actually thought online gaming was pretty stupid going into that. I hated shooters. I only played sports games at the time. I actually didn't game much at all, but playing Gears brought me back into it. If I had a play style, traditionally I've been more of a support guy, but toward the end of GAU 3, when I got a scuff controller and I was able to do all the movement that everybody else had to learn with claw and all that, basically it was given to me through the controller. I actually became like a pretty good slayer, but we'll see what happens going forward. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with my team and all that and where I'll fit in.
Join Chaps gas station gang.
Yeah, we'll see. You never know,
We can definitely sub out Schwartz for you.
Right under the bus.
He's been there for a while.
Let's see, playstyle 2. I was a ranked guy, for a long time. In GAU, I played a lot of GBs in GAU 1, so I guess I've always kind of been a competitive player. I didn't know how events were. I knew of MLG. I'd watched a couple of the events, but I didn't know anyone could do it. I thought you had to be part of some greater agenda or whatever. I didn't really get it until GAU 3, and then I realized anyone could do it. And so I started going to events. I didn't really have any success at all. I think I won 2 maps over 2 events. But it's fun. Playing competitively is it's a different experience. It's
Oh yeah, definitely.
everyone's just trying. You do whatever it takes to win, and I like that. I like that aspect.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's a little thing I forgot to mention, the play to win or play for fun. The main goal is to have fun, of course, but I'm hyper competitive in
Yes, you are.
in sports and in video games. But I'll basically do anything to win besides cheating or backstabbing. Basically, that's me, and I have fun with it. And then maybe my other teammates probably don't like it, but like Chaps.
Yeah, I'm more of a for fun player. I mean, I definitely will play to win, depending on what I'm playing and when I'm playing it. But a majority of the time I get on, I'm playing for fun.
You mean play for drink, right? Right, in GZB? Play to drink.
Yeah,
Yes.
play to drink.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
GZB is fun.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. We've gone through all the intros. Sure. Before you got in, I don't know if you could hear us or not. We went through the before the storm section, where it's pretty much us saying hey, we're going to try and be civil about this. We're probably not going to change our opinions, but we figured we'd show both sides of the debates while we're talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't plan on coming in here and run any guys down or anything. I like things, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, you're not going to agree on everything in life. It is what it is.
I think Viking's in here looking for one of us to end up dead at the end of the stream, so it's a warning to him that it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. No, you're all a bunch of filthy casuals. Get out of here. You don't get an opinion.
You're more casual than Dodger and I are. You started playing after we did.
I guess you're right.
Summer of 07, yeah, try, you know, Christmas 06, January 07, yeah.
I'm a summer of 07 Gal 1 BB.
Yeah.
We created a new term.
Babies of War.
All right, well, let's jump right in with the first hot topic.
Let's just tackle the biggest elephant in the room, the active downs.
Jump right in.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think, Sshwo, I think you should start. How does the removal of active downs, and remember, Jack Felling has confirmed several hours ago that they won't have a toggle option in private. For now, it's still up that maybe there will be an update later down the road. So that's still an option. But at launch, how does this mess with the competitive meta?
Okay. Well, the position of the competitive community essentially is that it's one of fear, but you can't. I will say that you can't really call it a fact because we don't know what's truly going to happen until it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But the belief is that because the sniper doesn't have that one shot down anymore, it'll sort of fall into play like the Gears 3 sniper did, where like it would be picked up on occasion, but it wasn't like ever the focus of the round. And because of that, the established Gears 1 competitive playstyle will be completely different. Like you take a map like Clock Tower, traditionally, and even played in Gears 3 like this, you'd have the 3-on-3 fight up top in the middle, and you'd have that 1v1 down low. I think what people fear and I believe could happen is that you're going to see people start to go down low and fight for boom shot and grenades as opposed to that traditional fight that we're used to. And you can apply it to several other maps, but I kind of feel like that's the best example.
I mean, actually, I thought it was actually the opposite in Clock Tower, where 3 would go down and 1 would go up top, because that's what I kind of saw a little bit when I was looking through some videos. But it could be like the time arrow, you know, how strats changed.
Yes, the meta definitely changes like from tournament to tournament.
Well, there was a big change. Like Clock Tower in Gears 3 originally had the boom shot in the competitive play down low. That's why it changed. And the boom shot in Gears 3 is a nuke.
It's a nuke launcher. It's a nuke launcher, especially when it's active. But
so actually, the boom shot that brings up a good point. Yeah, the boom in Gears 1 is not nearly as powerful. So do you really think it's two shots? And it has 2 shots. You think it's going to throw off the meta that much?
Well, I mean, that could actually make things worse if you think about it, because like if you have boom shot, you know, it's not as powerful. Now the sniper doesn't have that devastating effect it has other than the torpo. What do you go to? You know, now you could have a situation where it's like everyone's just kind of sitting there in a corner lancering and nothing happens.
Okay. But I also think because in Gears 3 you had 5 players with 3 shots. Now you have 4 players with 2 shots. So you kind of have to give that into account. Well, so
competitive was never 5 players.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, but I think that just for Clock Tower, I think it's like, are you saying that all 3 would go to boom, or just all 3 at the grenades and boom shot, that entire area?
Well, it's hard to say what will actually happen, but I mean, theoretically, you could see maybe 2-on-2 pushing to boom shot, 1-on-1 at nades, and maybe 1-on-1 up top.
Yeah, because I think that would actually, at least for Clock Tower, I think that would be awesome, because there's basically 3 directions you go. Because it wasn't in the Ultimate Edition. But in Gears 1 you had barriers for boom shot to get to boom shot and barriers to get to grenades. So but there's still those 3 ways. You got grenades, boom shot, and then down the middle. With the 3v3, I mean, you can have plenty of options right there. You can go 1-1-1 or 2-1 or heck 2-0-1 and stuff like that. And then you're always going to have that one person who, if you go one person up top and the other team doesn't, that person has basically free support fire. he doesn't have to worry about anything. And support fire in that type of scenario where almost everything is open, including the boom shot, because the boom shot's in the bed of the truck instead of behind it. I mean, it's open for attack. So at least for clock tower, I think it won't change that much. I think it'll actually become. I think it'll actually be kind of a cool thing to see. I mean, three down low, and one up top.
Well, it kind of depends on what you want. Like, this is Gears of War 1 remastered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, a lot of people want to play, like, competitively how Gears 1 played.
Mm-hmm.
So if you throw in that wrench, you know, I can see why it angers people. But we don't really, you know, at the end of the day, it's really hard to say. I mean, you know, what I said, you know, the strategies we came up with, I mean, we don't even know if that's what it would be. For all we know, it could be 4-on-4 rushing the boom like it was in GAU 3.
True.
So,
but you bring up a point, you know, like how they changed it, and you know, it throws a wrench in it. And just in your opinion, because you know, you can't really, you don't really say, you don't have a, you know, you can't speak for everybody. What do you think would have happened if this active down change happened in 2008, right before Gears 2 came out, and then the remastered followed that example? Would there be such a big outcry if it happened in 2008 than right now?
I mean, that's hard to say. It really depends on how people would have received it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, like for public matches, I think this will actually be fine. I don't think it'll change things at all. So I think for that, you know, in that aspect, I don't think you'd see that many people in that, you know, in that field complaining. The competitive community probably would have complained, but you know, that does happen a lot. So you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, from my personal experience, I had a lot of frustrating moments. You know, in 06, 07, 08 with the active down sniper a lot of times, and that's public, of course. But it's just a lot of people complained about it, and Epic really never did anything about it. So I think a lot of people who just love this, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know, years of torture. Finally, like, yeah, we don't get to be tortured anymore and stuff like that.
And I think that's the overarching theme in this. It's Sshwo and I sort of agreed on this on the forums before. It's going to mess up the competitive meta right now, and competitive people aren't too happy about that. But a majority of the people who like the change are the people who play online, because online is just such a different play style that the sniper really can be taken advantage of with that one shot down. And I mean, getting rid of that is going to make the casual scene. I hate calling it casual, but the people who play online, like matchmaking, it's going to make them have so much more fun.
Yeah, because for me, I don't really fit in the I'm not like a competitive player like you would say, you know, like actual LAN people are, but I'm not casual because I am competitive, and I love the story, I love the lore. I've played other games, so Gears of War has always been like the game that I always play, especially for multiplayer. It's what got me into the console games, because my friend wanted me to have Halo 2 and stuff like that, and it was good and stuff. But then Gears of War came along, and I played it. I'm like, this is actually pretty cool, and it, you know, it got me into the console era. So, but what I think the main objective the Coalition has with Ultimate Edition is to get people into Gears of War again on the Xbox One. Because Sshwo, I don't know if you heard this, but Ultimate Edition will come along with all base Xbox Ones when Ultimate Edition comes in. So it's going to be basically free along with an Xbox.
Wow. Well,
so
that's a huge deal.
That's a huge deal. I mean, it's a free game. I mean, free 40,
I've
but
not
yeah.
heard that. Like, that's pretty crazy.
So
that's going to bring in a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think it's to increase the population so that when 2016 comes along and Gears 4 comes along, the hype is real. It's not like, oh, you know, it was a fun game and now I'm going over to Black Ops 3 or, you know, Halo 5 Guardians or something like that. Nothing wrong with Halo 5 Guardians. I'm going to love it. But, I mean, I think the objective isn't to, you know, oh, we got to get back to Gears 1 competitive, because I think that'll happen on its own. I think it's just I think the objective, Coalition's objective, is to bring in as many people as possible to get the hype for Gears 4 even, you know, to even greater lengths.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said before, for public matches, I really don't see an issue with it. I just fear like people are just getting. Honestly, yeah, my biggest fear is that people are getting overly negative about it.
Yeah.
I still think competitive is going to work. It'll be different, but it's going to work, and it'll probably be at a much higher level than what we had for GAU 3 or post GAU 2 MLG. I don't know how high it will go. I'm not going to come out and sit here and be like, oh yeah, we're going to be competing with League of Legends. I mean, I think the best goal is really to get up to where Halo is, at least for now, before hopefully moving
if it gets
even
up
higher.
to as much as Halo with Gears 4, oh my gosh, I'd be so happy.
Yeah,
I might actually go to LANs.
I think it's really good for the community. Like, I understand why the competitive people don't want it to change that much. I understand why a lot of people want it changed, because, I mean, I'm one of those people who wanted it changed, and I really understand why the Coalition picked what they picked. If they're trying to get a lot more people into the game, the majority of those people are not going to be playing competitive, and they're going to have a lot more fun without the actives in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I do understand that, it's a remaster, keep it the way it was. Except without all the game-breaking glitches like the the kung fu backflip and the invisible chainsaw. But like, yeah, just keep it as it was. But I just think this make kung fu flip is amazing.
That was a lot of fun. I can still do it too. I love doing it. I think the fear is that like I just don't want to see every map turn into like, all right, let's go 3 to Boom or 3 to 3 to Torque, and then the one guy goes off and fights for like nades or whatever, which is kind of how GAU 3 plays, which is a lot of people in the competitive scene's problem with it. I mean, we don't have the smokes now, so that'll change things up tremendously. I mean, the smokes are still there, but they don't stun. But
so what other maps? Sorry, what other maps? What maps do you think will change greatly with this update and stuff? Like competitive maps.
Every map except Mansion will change.
Yeah. Mansion, everyone goes out basically.
Yeah, I mean Mansion is the epitome of actually what we're fighting against, ironically. But yeah, everyone kind of rushes Boom, and you maybe have a one up at nades.
Yeah. It's essentially because how I go inside, but I flank towards grenades. So I'm basically going outside. I just go the inside route to flank.
Yeah, that's a good way to catch people off guard, especially if your team doesn't have anyone at nades. So you can just catch the guys picking it up.
And plus, you can see if there's anybody inside as well along your way. So
yeah.
So while we're on the topic of the other maps, did you see that it looks like some of the maps may have changed weapon spawns or something on it? We're not sure if, by we I mean some people on the forums, we're not sure if it was a mistake in the pictures they released, but they released some pictures of maps where they have like little X's over the weapon spawns, and some of the weapon spawns are not there.
Yeah,
like what?
Interesting.
I think that Boomshot was not on Clock Tower, actually. There was no X there. There were, I don't think that's going to be the case, but there's some images floating around of overhead maps that have weapons missing on them.
I mean, I would expect, like, the Hammer Burst, which is where the Boom Shield is in Gears 3, I would expect, like, that would be gone and stuff. Because it's, like, right up there with the Sniper. But, like you said, the Boom Shot? Like, where the truck...
I believe it was Boom Shot is missing.
Might need to get clarification. But,
we can bring that up again.
I think what we can all agree on is the Hammer of Dawn issue and how some people want it to have limited ammo. Now, the only map I can think of that it will actually be a pain in the ass in respawn game modes is rooftops, where you can have 2 Hammer of Dawns, and it's a long way out of spawn. I mean, Courtyard is bad if you have a really good team and a very bad team. And the very good team camps up top with Sniper and Hammer of Dawn. I mean, sorry, they got you in the initial engagement, and they're capitalizing on the weapon. But, like, on rooftops, where it takes, like, 10 to 15 seconds to, like, really get somewhere on the map, yeah, it's going to be horrible.
So, real quick, I just looked at the maps that are shown. They're shown on the official website. You click on games and then go to Ultimate Edition. At the bottom it shows maps, and they all look right except for Clock Tower.
Could you screen share that? So I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. soon. Share screens. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up for you, Dodger.
It should. Oh.
Can you see it?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna switch something up. I'm gonna put your little thing.
Yeah. I haven't played Gears 1 in a while. Nothing used to spawn at Boom Shield, right? Boom Shield from Gears 3. Nothing spawned there in Gears 1, did it?
No.
There's an X.
Oh,
there.
no, there's a hammer burst there.
Oh, is there?
I'm pretty sure there's a hammer burst or a bolt. No, it's a hammer burst. Yeah, the bolt hawks are.
Yeah, bolt hawks are on the sides. I don't know. Can you guys see the picture yet?
Oh, hold on. That's why. Try to. Because I only have it screen shared on you.
Oh, crap. Sorry, I clicked off the page.
Damn it! What are you doing?
Oh,
Well,
Okay,
here,
well,
I'm gonna stop sharing.
it was worth a try. It was worth a try. All right. Yeah, just do a link on the chat, and then yeah.
Yep. There, link.
Boom. All right. But yeah, and Rooftops is definitely not in the competitive scene. So, though that is, I think other than maybe, I think Rooftops and Old Bones were like one of my favorite maps. And like people are like, Rooftops, what? I know, I just loved
what?
it.
I didn't
got
like,
one.
I didn't
Got one
like
GPs on rooftops were the best. Yeah, I remember on my team we had a guy. It was only his job to play rooftops and use the Hammer of Dawn. That was the only reason we had him on the team. Like he knew every little stupid angle there
Go
was.
to the top of that ramp and aim it at the other team's ramp. And
Yeah, like the little pole you can hit, and it'll hit right down on it, and you'll get like the whole team.
It was like ridiculous spots that you would like never think of, like off certain angles of the building. Like it was nuts.
Oh yeah.
Old Bones was a good map though.
Yeah, Old Bones is probably one of like the most underrated maps ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spawns are too big. There's too much going on there.
Yeah,
That's the only issue with it.
The spawns are pretty big.
But like the center area, like the whole area, like the sniper area, the boomshot frags, like that whole area is like amazing.
Which is one of the reasons I'm sort of worried about King of the Hill, or not King of the Hill, Annex. Whichever one only has the 2 spawn points. Sort of like TDM.
Annex.
Yeah, on Old Bones that's going to be...
But that's like such a problem. Like I hated that in Gears 3 and they're keeping it and I don't believe it. But like having the 2 spawn points in TDM completely breaks the game type no matter what weapons you have on the map. If you get your position and you get like whatever the good weapon is, it's like almost impossible to come back. And we saw the same thing on GAU 3, and the same thing happened in the beta and UE, and it'll continue to happen once the game drops.
So would TDM be better if it had King of the Hill type spawns, where you have your spawn points and then you have like 4 like different respawn points around the map, or 6?
Yeah, I don't know how much better, but it would definitely be better than what they have now.
I think it would definitely be better. I don't know.
Yeah, cause, like again on rooftops, you get out of spawn, then you have to go along that long narrow pathway, and then you go right there, and then like a Hammer of Dawn can just, because you have to go past the Hammer of Dawn building to get out of there, and that's like such a bad chokehold for people, because you can have 2 people, one with hammer, one lance ring down that hallway, and then 2 people on the other side, hammer, and then lance ring down that hallway, and you got it locked down for good.
Yeah. But another big problem with that map is like there's no way to get to the other side, and there's no central power weapon, so it's such a standoff.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's only one way. Like if the 2 bunkers could connect to the other side, I think it'd be a little bit better, but
yeah, I mean anything honestly, it's unbelievable
still
how
my favorite map.
Silly that map is. It's not, it can be fun, but if you're losing, it sucks. It's definitely a feeling of helplessness.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna look at the other announced changes. Yesterday, Jack put a post on the forums saying some of the other changes that they've officially made to the game. So they announced what King of the Hill was, and the fact that they're able to tweak some more settings on it. Let's see. The players must remain in the ring to capture points.
Now that's Annex, not King of the Hill.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
They have the option to set that
Ooh.
on King of the Hill.
I think it'd be nice to
And
play
an
around with
option to
that.
change how fast the ring can be captured.
Oh.
Set spawn protection time. they tweak some rings and balance things based on the beta.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things they could do, like having to have someone in the hill, and crap, I forgot what the other one was, but those little things like that would go so far in making that game type better. Or having set hill rotations is another one. I can't believe they didn't change that coming into this game. I mean, that was a huge complaint in GAO 3 from not even just competitive. That was a complaint from everybody. Like having random hills, that's just like you're taking the you're adding such a luck factor to the game type, and it really holds it back, in my opinion.
Let's see. They also
and those spawns though, those are horrible in Gears 3 spawns. Because it just felt like there were entire games where it's like I'm spawning on the opposite side of the next hill while the enemy team has the hill and they're like 10 feet away from it.
Yeah. Like there were so many situations where you'd actually be punished for getting kills. Like if you had like 15 seconds left in a hill, you wipe out the other team and they push you. Next thing you know, they're spawning on the next hill, and you're out of luck.
That's why you
what
time
are you gonna
them.
do?
Yeah, you time them.
Even if you do, you're only gonna get maybe one or two of them. The other ones are already there, and they get good positions. It's gonna be rough.
All right, let's see.
Oh, that's another thing. Wave spawning or individual spawn timers for King of the Hill?
Individual spawn timers.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hands down. Like 5 seconds, right? Like 5 or 10.
I really don't care.
10 seconds.
5, 7, whatever. I mean, even if it is 5 seconds, you still have like the transition period from when you like die and then you get to the screen, and then when you actually load in, it's about 7 or 8 seconds. So, I mean, that works perfectly fine.
Yeah, because I hate it when I see like 1 second left and then it hits 0 and then it goes back to 15. I'm like,
yeah, that's the worst. That's when someone killed you when it was down to
20 seconds.
Response.
Like 20 second response. Come on.
So, all right, this change is actually pretty interesting. The Nasher, they addressed several issues that include the spread, the one-shot downing, some headshots registering that shouldn't be headshots, and some other inconsistencies. But then they said the damage will remain similar to Gears 1, and all weapon damage balance should remain consistent with the feel of the original Gears. So I'm sort of confused by that, being that in the beta they said it should be pretty much exactly the Gears 1 shotgun. And now they're making changes to it, and they're saying it should feel just like the Gears 1 shotgun. I'm sort of confused by that.
Yeah, like, what does any of that mean? It sounds really good on paper, but, I mean, like, what exactly did you do to change it? Like, could we get a little more specific? Like, and I will say in the beta, there were definitely a lot of one-shot downs that didn't happen in Gears 1, that's for sure. And
I didn't see any headshot issues in the beta. I mean, I saw the long-range headshot occasionally, but I mean, that was in Gears 1.
That was in Gears 1, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was hilarious when that happened.
Yeah, people would be raging.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a big rage moment.
So,
especially if you're a host. Oh, forget about it.
So probably the biggest thing in here, or the thing that caused the most outrage, is the long shot. Yeah, so the active down will not be a toggle thing in private matches. They will continue to investigate it, but as of right now, it's not going to be a toggle in private matches.
I just want to go on record and saying I don't think the toggle is really that great of a solution. I think a lot of people agree with me on this too. You don't really want the competitive play to play completely differently from like the regular play. Like imagine you're playing Gears or whatever, and you see this tournament coming up, and you want to watch it. All right, whatever. You hop in there and you start seeing people one shot down with the sniper, and you're asking like, wait, why is that happening? Like, what is that even? Like, what's up with that? Like, I don't understand that. So in that aspect, I don't think the toggle is really the solution. You have to either way. You have to pick one side and go with it.
Yeah, you want them to be as similar as possible to each other.
Yeah. There's a place for compromise, but this is not really it. I mean, I can see it being a good thing, but then just like you said, like it kind of separates the feel of it. It's like because if somebody never plays private matches or something like that, and they see somebody just active down, on a stream, it's like he's cheating. Oh my gosh, how do they not catch that?
Yeah, exactly. It just creates confusion, and you don't really want that. You want essentially as much of the game to be the same as possible.
Yeah.
But since we're on the sniper, the active is not gone though. It's just the active down is. So what they said is that like the bloom is gonna go down faster, so you can get that precision headshot quicker when you do like a quick zoom in. And it will have increased damage, so it's basically going to 4-point you. So like maybe one pistol shot will down you. We don't know, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but it's going to have more damage and it's going to have a faster like decreasing of bloom. I don't know how to word that, but the bloom will tighten faster.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the Judgment Sniper, the way they describe it, and that it'll get you like super damage, it won't down you, and it's super accurate, which is essentially what the Judgment Sniper was, which in my opinion is the best sniper they had throughout the entire series.
The Judgment Sniper?
Yep. I think that's by far the best long shot they had because, I mean, honestly, like as far as the active down thing, like I don't really like getting active down. I don't think anybody does, but you want to keep that weapon effective.
Hold that thought. MK has an important question for you, Sshwo.
Sshwo already answered it.
Oh, you did? What? Oh,
yeah.
Just kidding. As I was.
I went with the
quesadilla. What type of quesadilla though? Chicken or steak?
Chicken.
Okay, there we go. Boom.
No hesitation. Chicken all the way.
Yeah.
But,
what should I get?
So I actually have for Tuesday's episode, I actually have a topic written down on what changes you would make to the sniper in future Gears games.
Like me?
Well, I've got it written down for Tuesday, so we can talk about it now or we can talk about it then.
Whatever you guys want to do.
I'm down for doing it then because that whole episode's about future Gears, but I just thought it was interesting because we brought up the sniper and what
now you say that Judgment was had the best sniper. Was that because we'll get more into that, but is part of the reason because it was a center screen sniper like Gears 1, or does that have any part of it?
Nah, it's more because it was actually like a feared weapon again. That's really what this is all about.
Except for on Gondola, because no one went all the way up there.
I did.
In free for all? In free for all?
Yep.
Well, so the reason
I didn't win a lot of free for alls.
I think the reason it was so much more feared is because there were no downs. So, like, you could get that body shot on somebody and actually kill them with it.
Yeah, and the weapon switches were very fast in Judgment.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so
that's definitely a good point.
Point blank snipe somebody. If you miss, oh well, you have your shotgun out by the time.
And that melee though.
Shot.
Yeah, melee in Judgment was something else.
Probably the main thing I want them to take from Gears 1 and put in Gears 4 is the melee stun. If you try to melee and you get shot, stun. It should be stunned.
I completely agree. I always like the melee stun.
Yeah.
Except for the chain. Yeah, if you're revving the chainsaw, you should get some. But if you have it revved, you have it locked and it's revved, you should not be like, you should have if you have it revved. It doesn't matter if you get shot. The only way you're bringing it down is if you're chainsawing somebody and you're getting downed. That's just my opinion.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, but one thing I wanted to say about the sniper, I don't know if we're moving on or whatever, but
yeah, we can move on.
It's just one thing I want people to understand as far as like the competitive, viewpoint on it. It's not, competitive gameplay is not really like jumping into a random match where you don't really know what you're going to get. You're going to play against people, even if you play against if you play against my team, like my team's always sucked in Gears 3. We didn't really get headshotted by sniper very often because we knew where the cover was.
So would you say you're Gears 3 casual? Because you suck at Gears, so that means you're casual. No.
I suck on that level.
Sorry.
Put me in a rank match, I'll slap it up. But I mean, in Gears 1, you have so much more cover on the map. You have people who have played the game forever. They know like where to go, whatever. Like, even getting active downs in Gears 1 competitive wasn't a constant occurrence. You'd get one every couple rounds. Depending, obviously, there are a lot of factors, but it wasn't something that happened all the time. So now you've changed that to where you have to get headshots, and headshots are even harder to pull off. So I think that's where that's the part that really drives the fear. It's like the sniper will still be an effective weapon. I don't doubt that. But on that level, will it be a priority? And and will other weapons take over the game the way it happened in Gears 3?
Okay, quick question. Which headshot and animation was the best?
Gears 1.
Here's one.
Hell yeah, of course.
Duh.
Because not only is the explosion better, but also the lifeless body standing up for like a second, then dropping.
That was the thing. Although I do sort of like Schwartz's idea. Turn on the headless chicken mutator.
Headless. Nah.
If you get a headshot with a sniper, the body runs around for a while without a head on.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, like when you get like a Superman on somebody, like they're like, huh, and then they straight up, and then they'll fall. They won't be like, They'll defy gravity and stand up, and then.
All right. So let's move on to the next section. In here, we each have we each have a statement that we were going to mention, and then we'll all be able to discuss it. The statement I had is that Gears Ultimate Edition is for everyone. If you go on the forums, you see a lot of people complaining that this is a game for the Gears 1 vets, and no, if you're not a Gears 1 vet, you shouldn't post in this thread, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys will know who Lava is, like one of the top-rated Gears 3 players like in the world right now. He came into a thread and posted somebody, and somebody went off on him like, no, you're some Gears 3 scrub, your opinion doesn't matter for this game. And I was completely blown away. Like, this game is for everybody. They're trying
even the elderly.
They're trying to bring in more people to play Gears and expand the community. They have to make it open to other people, and you can't only take the vets' feedback on it. And the community has to be open to allowing more people to come in. So, I don't know if you guys have anything you want to add to that.
Yeah, I was hoping I could respond to that. Lava's interesting. He's a great player. He truly is. And what interesting thing about him, and if I'm wrong about this, if someone watching, go ahead and say it. But from what I understand, he actually didn't play Gears 1 or Gears 2. He started on Gears 3.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
So
Gears 1 or 2.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. He's a way better player than I've ever been. I'm not going to ever dispute that. But if he didn't play Gears 1, how can he surely say like what will work and what won't work, or what's good and what's not good, if he didn't really experience it?
But just for that little thing, because he's a competitive player, right? So he kind of knows like what goes on and like how strats are made and stuff like that, right? Now it's kind of the same thing where it's like, hey, your hand will get burned on a stove if it's hot. Now I never experienced that, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna hurt a lot. So just because he wasn't there and did it, but because he has that mindset, like he can understand it, I think he has some say. Like, I mean, he has more of a educated guess than someone who is in like the same position. They play Gears 3 first, but they're not competitive and stuff like that. I think he has more of an educated say than like an everyday Gears 3 person.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say he doesn't have an opinion or anything like that, but and he is very knowledgeable about Gears 3. Now, Gears 3 and Gears 1 are so vastly different in so many ways. So, I'm not going to say he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just going to say that he might not be sure that what he's saying is correct because he doesn't really know how. You might not know as well as other people how GAL 1 plays.
I don't think he's claiming to know everything, but I do think he has the right to his opinion on how he thinks he should play. And another thing that I just sort of popped in my head is, honestly, people like Lava, like these new competitive guys from Gears 3, they might have a better idea of how Ultimate Edition is going to play. Maybe. Because if you think about it, look at who's going to play competitively in Ultimate Edition. It's probably the guys who are playing competitively right now.
I think you might be surprised.
Well, there's also going to be some of the old people coming back, but
a lot more than people think.
But like, it's been years now. Years. Just imagine how much the meta can change in these years, and having these new people with these different play styles that they've been used to come back into this old game, and they're just going to have a completely different play style and completely change up the meta.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. You know, I don't like to deal in absolutes, at least not when I'm having real conversations. I do it all on the forums, but I think at the end of the day, this game still very much feels like Gears 1 to me, and I think that people who are good at Gears 1 are still going to be good at this game. But I also think that the GAO 3 competitive guys are going to do really good too. There's a team right now, it's, well, they've been around before, they're called Fury, and it has one Gears 1 player and the rest are Gears 3 players. And they've been dominating everybody they've been playing as far as like GBs or whatever. There aren't a lot of real set teams out there yet, but there are a lot of people playing GBs and streaming and whatnot and scrimming. And you know, I got to watch them last night, and they were just dominating on and off hosts. So I mean, that's a scary team. I think, you know, Franchise is on that team, and he was a GAO 1 player, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we can take him.
But they looked extremely good. But I've also seen a lot of good Gears 3 players struggling on GAO 1. I don't want to call anybody out. I'm not going to call anybody out, but there's one player out there who's, you know, very, very vocal and a very, very, very good GAO 3 player. And every time I see him on stream, he's dropping like 50 points, 30 points. You know, like I'm looking at him like, damn, this guy's just.
I think I know who you're talking about, but yeah. I'm gonna. Yeah. Well.
It's me.
So
yeah.
So it's hard to say. I think good players.
You can't
are good
stream, Chaps. Your internet sucks.
No, my internet's good.
Oh, now your internet's good?
Yeah, my computer sucks.
Yeah. Like, I think the people that are out there on Twitter every day saying, "Oh, the GAO 3 babies are terrible and Notorious is gonna suck," I don't think so. I don't know if Notorious will be the best team, but I think they'll be a top 8 team in any event for sure.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's that. Dodger, you want to...
I was given this statement. I mean, I wouldn't put this as like my statement, but I'll do it. So
no, I'm just saying this is the topic that you were going to bring up.
Okay, I know. But, so being the first game and like having and it being remastered, just because it was in the first game doesn't make it right. See, I was getting the stream, so I have no like pre-planned thoughts of this. So I'm making this up as I go along now. Active down sniper, just because it was in the first game doesn't make it right. Center screen shooting doesn't make it right. I mean, I've had no prep time for this.
Here, I'll take a stab at it.
Yeah.
So, Sshwo, I guess this is more directed towards you because you were one of the people who was more leaning towards keep it.
Then why didn't you put it as his quote?
No. This
I definitely like Shwo's. I like Shwo's quote better, like his thing.
You would be Sshwo. You would be the one who was arguing against this the most, I think.
Oh.
It's just because something's in the original game doesn't make it right. So there's a bunch of people arguing like, oh, there's no active down in Gears Ultimate Edition. This isn't Gears. This is terrible. The game's like meant to have active down, stuff like that. Do you agree with that? That if it's not in the game, it makes it terrible? Or do you agree that things are better now that they've changed? I guess I don't know how to word this too well, but just because it's in the first game doesn't mean it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, to a degree, I'll agree with that. You know, you had crab walking in the first game. Is that a good thing?
So much fun. Of course not. On private matches, but it was horrible.
When you listen to a team of sweaties on ranked and you're getting angry, it's like, you know, let me start crab walking. I'll turn this around, and you know, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't call it a good thing. You know, I wouldn't call. I love kung fu flipping out of Fuel Depot. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. I wouldn't call that a good thing.
I like doing it on canals. I don't know why. Well, I like doing the kung fu flip on canals because I would drop down from the bridge and try to chainsaw somebody, make it like some type of action scene. But,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But,
like they added in, because they added in spots, spotting, and they added in, at least. I don't think the original Gears 1 actually had any glows, like any like red tint or blue tint.
No,
like,
not at all.
Yeah, because it was just like if they're off in the distance, it's how they look. So I mean, like, they added that in, and I think that should have been my quote, like the glowing part, because I don't like how intense it is. I think
Yeah, it's a little out there.
I think it should have been like Gears 3, where it's like they have that small like red tint or that small blue tint and stuff like that, where if you're actually paying attention to them, you can tell like, oh, that's an enemy, instead of like you're not paying attention to them, but then you see like a little red thing go by on like the side of your screen, like, oh, there's an enemy right there. So
Yeah, I mean, for stuff like that, I don't really see as a huge issue. And I will say, actually, Gao Yui is the first time like I was playing it, and it was the first time I ever actually confused a cog for a locust. He was like covered in blood or something.
Yes.
And I actually was like, wait, what? Oh, that's a good guy. Oh, okay, let me stop shooting at you. Spotting, that makes no difference to me with the way I play. When I play with people, it's like, oh, so-and-so's here, so-and-so's there. Spotting is not really going to change that.
yeah.
And I think smokes actually cancel out spotting. I believe that to be the case. So that's kind of interesting.
Like you can't spot through smoke?
Yeah, you can't spot through it, and I think if someone like runs behind it, their marker goes away.
Oh, does it? I know you can't spot.
I believe I've heard that.
I did not notice that. I mean, like the spot only lasts for like 2 seconds. But we do have a question though from Balu, for putting in like the lefty flip, like at least more accessible, like in Gears 3, where you just wall cancel, while looking to the left and stuff like that.
I believe you could do it in the original Gal 1. I'm not 100% sure.
I forgot how to, because I know in Gears 2 all you had to do was go into cover, look left, and then get out of cover. And then Gears 3 was you wall cancel, going, looking to the left, and then you can pull back.
Yeah, I'd be for that, because I mean there's already enough of a right-hand advantage in Gal. I mean.
Yeah, I saw lefty advantage a lot, but the thing is that they're like the character models were not coded to go to lefty, so they would be looking right. But from the player's view, they're looking left, of course. But then from like the third person, like the person that they're shooting at, your perspective is they're behind cover and there's no weapon. I can't see them. They're shooting me. Yeah, I saw that a lot in the beta too.
There actually was a funny lefty flip glitch in the beta.
Yeah,
like you couldn't run or anything, but you could still shoot, and it just looked like so hilarious. I did it once by accident. I think actually Immortal Spawn, he streams a lot. I think he figured out how to do it. It had something to do with like weapon sliding into a certain cover or whatever. But anyway.
But yeah, I mean it's almost like the weapon slide almost. I think if they make the lefty like you can actually see them being a lefty, I'm okay with it. Making it like an actual thing where like it's like press the select button or something, or like down the D-pad or something. Well, no, you can't do on the D-pad. Going back, but like press like the select button and you switch. You switch shoulders and stuff like that. I don't really want that to be an actual game mechanic.
No, I don't think so.
So I mean,
so that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
If you do that, you start really screwing with things. You don't really know what's going to come out of that.
But,
what kind of weird
but
advantages.
Dodger, it makes symmetrical maps even because then one team won't have a right-hand advantage anymore. I don't care.
What if the locust spawned with left-hand shooting and cog spawned with right-hand shooting?
Dude,
so then you'd have one side where it was even, like, and both sides had their side advantage. Then you'd have one round where everybody was at a disadvantage.
That'd be interesting. I mean,
it'd be really interesting.
Like if they could mod that, or have as an event or something where one team is right, one team is left. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that would definitely be an interesting occurrence, to say the least.
So it's been confirmed, all locusts are left-handed.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming?
I don't think Sarah has left and right-handed. I think everyone's just born right-handed.
I don't think that has to do with the planet, though. I'm pretty sure.
I think there's something in the air.
Something in the air that tells, like, hey, I can only use this hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the same planet that created a liquid lava stuff that consumed the planet. So I mean, who knows?
So yeah, it's basically the
Sid would smack you right now.
The flood in the lava form that is which is better than oil in fuel.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
That's why I hated the Flood in the story. I actually thought it was such a cop-out. I thought it was like, oh, they're just copying the Halo story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Especially
mean,
with the
yeah,
whole,
the
like,
Lambent, I should say, not the Flood.
yeah. I mean, because well, I guess we'll just go into like the Gears 3 thing, because I didn't like the ending with the whole thing with the Lambent, because they basically made it so powerful that you can only defeat it with a Doomsday type device. You couldn't beat it conventionally. Like the Flood. I mean, you can't beat them conventionally other than a Halo ring, basically, or starving them. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, it's a cop-out. It is what it is.
Yeah. But everything else was great. Just,
Yeah.
oh, it's going to critical mass, it's infecting the planet.
Oh, so
What?
that's what the story's really about? I thought it was just about these cool monsters that hated
These
people.
albinos!
Yeah, the albino lizards.
Gears at war! Welcome to Sarah, where everything is gray.
Yeah. I mean, the Locusts were such a cool enemy on their own, and the fact that you didn't know what their motivation was, I thought really drove the story like in a pretty cool direction. You're just sitting there speculating, like, what do they really want? You know, when you're playing Gears 1, like, what's the deal here? And then it's just like, nah, they're actually running from something even scarier.
Yeah, like if they kept the Lambent as like some infection to the Locusts, and not like some global killer and stuff like that, it would have been awesome, because there's that other added motive of why they started this war, was because, well, they're being kicked out of their home, they're being forced to the surface, and Mira, you know, it's like, well, you know, they're gonna either preemptive attack, or like, hey guys, we've been underground for quite a while, we have weapons too, and we're somewhat intelligent, don't kill us. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that I mean, it's perfectly logical. But
Dodger Viking says you're quiet.
well, you can hardly hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear
Sorry. Turn up the volume then. But I think the only Lambent that I liked is like the Wretches and stuff like that. But then the Berserker. Lambent Berserker has an amazing design, and it looks awesome, and it's scary as hell.
I mean, remember when it debuted in that the gameplay at E3 that year? Oh man, that was crazy.
Like, what
I was freaking out.
That's a Berserker. Holy.
Yeah.
They killed Carmine and his twin. Oh no, those are just red shirts. Okay.
And Jinx.
Oh yeah, and Jinx.
He gets his arm. Yeah, that's the first time you see the arm rip.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. So if the armor returns in Gears 4, should it be like the beta where you do the backhand as well? Yeah, because it was too violent or something in some countries. I'm like, you have a game where you chainsaw people, you curb stomp people, and stuff, but backhanding somebody with their own arm is too violent.
Yeah, like they drew the line at ripping the arm off and beating them once on the way down. Like that's where you draw the line, not ripping the arm or anything else. You drew it at the backhand. Like they don't want to pimp aspect to the arm rip. Yeah. Like that's where they drew the like. Are you kidding me? How do you draw a line there? Like
I don't know.
Oh.
Hey Viking, can you like barely hear me, or am I just low? Like it's almost impossible for you to hear me. We'll wait for his response.
Eagerly waiting.
Well, while you wait for that response, Sshwo, you want to go on to your little statement thing?
All right. I don't remember what my statement was, but I have an idea. So basically, one thing I see on the forums a lot is you got to change this, you got to change that, you got to change this, and this. There's going to be some degree of change when they remake a game or remaster, whatever term you want to throw out there. And I don't think there's an Oxford dictionary term for remastering a game. So a lot of people like to argue about little intricate details of what it means. But basically, what I'm getting at is, I don't think changing Active Downs is really justifiable because it was too big a part of the game, and people say it's negative, it's going to hurt sales. I mean, anybody who thinks that a multiplayer mechanic is going to hurt sales in a Gears of War game does not have a clue. All right, like 99% of people who buy these games do it because the campaign looks cool at E3, or they saw a commercial, or they just like the series. It's multiplayer is it's a big group, but it's its own thing, But I never saw the active down. While it's not the greatest thing in the world, it's something that you learn to deal with, and everyone had to do that in Gears 1. And I feel like gaming nowadays, everyone just wants to like have their hand held to a degree, and you can blame Call of Duty for it, and to a degree, it's true. But as we see games do that more and more, what happens? You see Halo and Gears fall down. They're getting less and less popular, and Call of Duty's just kind of growing. And well, not anymore, but it's still in the stratosphere, and everybody else fell off trying to be them instead of sticking to what they were to what they did good. Casual. It's like that's not even like a real term. It's like I'd rather they just said like non-competitive player. Like,
yeah, I hate the term casual.
It's turned into like a derogatory remark. That's just silly to me because at the end of the day, like even if someone doesn't play competitively, if they're playing the game, they're helping they're helping sales, they're helping the community. Like there's people in the pool to play with, as opposed to like the end of Gears 3 where you had like 3 or 4 playlists you can jump into out of the 473 they had. And that's pretty much it. Like you have to expect a degree of change. I think active downs is too far, but the battle's lost. You just have to kind of play it out from here. Complaining about it every day is not going to do anything. Cursing the coalition's not going to do anything. You just see what happens, and if it's that bad, then you fight for it. I tell people in the competitive community all the time, get on. You hate the forums. Everyone on the forums is stupid, right? Well, do something about it because clearly they're listening to that side. Like, if you think about it, like I'm the only person that goes to the lands that's like a regular poster on there, and that to me is just silly. It is what it is.
Got anything to say, Dodger?
No, I think you hit it on the head right there. I mean,
All right.
Well, other than I still think it was the right decision to remove active down, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right.
Wait and see.
Hey, Destiny's amazing, Cheese Mode. Shut it. Can't wait for Taken King. Oh my god. Solar Titan.
I lost one of my teammates to Destiny. I'll always hate it.
All right, so there's a few community and forum related things we're going to briefly hit on. They're not really debates. It's more of just comments. One, people need to stop insulting each other. If you're on the forums,
it doesn't help your side. It really hurts your side. And even if you could have like the most logical, well put statement, but then if you go on insulting people, it doesn't matter what your statement was. It's people aren't going to take it seriously.
Yeah, I will go against you even if I agree with you if you start insulting people. So if you're on the forums and you see people insulting people, just report them and either leave them alone or do what I do and mess with them probably a little bit more than I should.
How did I get even lower? Nothing changed.
Let's see. You're allowed to post your opinion on the forums, but you're not allowed to post your opinion by insulting people.
Like, state the issue you have, say why it's an issue, and then put forth your solution and put evidence behind, as best you can, why your solution is like it makes the game better and it's better than what the current situation is.
Yep.
Exactly.
Dodger, I don't know what's up with your mic. It sounds fine to us, but apparently it's low to everybody. We'll try and fix it for next time, I guess, but...
How's this?
And we wait 10 seconds.
Is that what the delay is?
Schwartz said, pull it out.
Sshwo, it's not a set delay.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah, it's just buffering time. So, let's see. That topic sort of led into the next one, which was about Sniper Bloom, and this is where a lot of this hate came in.
It's the dumbest debate ever, the Sniper Bloom thing.
Alright, so this is just what I want to say about it. There's many people on the forums who claim that the Sniper Bloom was there from the beginning. Many people who claim it wasn't. Here are the facts about it. the facts are there's people complaining both ways. Epic and the Coalition both claim it has always been there, just not visibly. And neither side has proof. Proof is either the developers saying they were lying this whole time, you can rip the code and show that there's a difference, or you can have an exact side-by-side video. Posting a video of a sniper montage is not proof that it's different. And saying that the developers say it's the same is also not proof. I mean, the side most of us take is, okay, I'll trust the developers over a bunch of other people on the forums claiming that it's different, but it's still not proof.
Oh, yeah.
So stop acting like it's changed and you have proof that it's changed because you can show a montage video.
Yeah, Viking just reminded me of about Tau and stuff. And people say that he wasn't there at Gears 1. It's like he met his wife playing Gears 1. I don't know how else you can get more proof other than like, hey, look at my achievements. I got them, in 2006, 2007. Like,
Yeah.
Come on. This guy almost owes his happiness to Gears of War. Come on.
I mean, yeah, how do you even make that claim anyway? Like, do you know the guy? Like, how are you going to say someone didn't play a game when you don't know the person? Like, it makes no sense to me.
Because if you don't agree with that person, then they're obviously a Gears 3 noob.
See, that's what makes me better than all the other trolls on the forums. So when I argue with people, I try to use facts and real examples.
I remember back in the day when trolls actually got the purpose of a troll was to make people laugh, not
Like
make
my
yourself
chat thread.
not make yourself laugh at other people's what you think are other people's misfortune and stuff
Speaking
and
of
insulting
which,
them.
Sshwo, did you see my chat's thread?
I saw it really briefly right before I left work. I didn't get a chance to talk in it, but I was laughing.
Okay.
I gotta get a kick out of it.
That explains why the game is broken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they should just shut down production, take it back a year. Let's get that fixed. Forget about snipers and all that.
Yep.
Make it the biggest apostrophe ever.
But
I've got your volumes fixed, Dodger.
I haven't done anything. That's weird.
or at least Skype's working with us. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the elite, because we talked about it. The elitism needs to stop because, yeah, 'cause I see so many people like coming in now, like they just joined within a month or two or something, or like when Gears Ultimate Edition came out, and like hey, I'm a Gears 1 vet, I play competitive. It's like, who are you? This whole time.
This one guy came on and he keeps
I mean, if you can
saying
prove
how he is right, he knows everything about Gears 1.
Z.
Apparently he claims he's number 1 on the execution leaderboards for Gears 1 for all time, which I haven't looked it up.
Wow,
He
great.
was.
That's
told
amount
him-
of kills, not skill.
I said,
he was he was at one time before the leaderboards got glitched.
yeah, so I was like, okay, good job. Put that on your resume. It doesn't make your opinion any better than it doesn't make, like, yeah, sure, you might know some stuff about the game.
So why
It
should
doesn't-
you work at McDonald's? I'm number 1 on the leaderboards in execution Gears of War 1. You're hired. Good job.
It doesn't
Start
make
flipping
his
burgers.
opinion any more valid
Yeah.
because it's not a game just for vets. It's a game for everybody.
I mean, there's a place to use that logic, but you can't be like, well, if you feel this way about something, your opinion doesn't count because you didn't play. It's like, well, no, it doesn't work that way. But if someone's trying to tell you, like, oh, this is what happened in this game, I didn't play it, but this is what I'm going to claim is happening, that's when you say something like that.
Yeah,
you can't just you can't use it to invalidate opinions.
Someone started bashing on Gears 3 and then said they didn't play it. And I left so
yeah.
hard.
Hey, Dark Chaos. You're right. Well, who thinks that they're better than the rest of us because they joined early, but that doesn't make us who were part of the forums, way back, even in Epic time. That doesn't make us better and stuff. But yeah.
I mean,
Right.
just by being there, we have more knowledge about a lot of stuff. There's some people who know things that we don't. So just being around the forums, we did gain a lot of knowledge, but it doesn't necessarily make our opinion better.
There's a degree of forum elitism too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think sometimes like people on the forums forget that for the most part it's a core group that was on there for a very long time, like a couple hundred people that were regulars, and their views don't always line up with the rest of the community. Like I've seen that happen a couple times. Like for example, Gao 2, all right? Like, I don't like Gao 2. I think it's pretty obvious, and a lot of people on the forums act like it was like this game that was beloved and everybody loved it. Well, was anybody on the forums when Gao 2 was out? Gao 2 got more hate than Judgment did. It might be because less people cared about Judgment, but still, it was bad. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen it be like, back then I had a different name and I was kind of like a jerk back then, but like it wasn't like a beloved game like everybody thinks it is. Like that was more hated than Gao 3 in a lot of ways. Like, I even Gao 3 functioned well. I'll give it that. It had a lot of it.
Yeah, hold on, chaps. It wasn't necessarily just crap and stuff like that.
It wasn't as bad, but
during the
it
end
still
of the
got pretty
Gears
bad.
2 era and the Gears 3 beta and the lead up to Gears 3, that was like some of the best times on the forums, because people were hyped, like oh, we're gonna fix the retro, because everybody like loved the Gears 3 beta. It was like, this is so good, and so there's just a few changes, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna change it. Sweet, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
But then after Gears 3 launched, there's a noticeable disconnect between Epic and the community, and it just soured everything.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about the Coalition. I think they have a better grasp on the community than Epic ever did. I mean, like, you could say what you want about the sawed-off and the retro, but those are clearly issues that people wanted changed. And what did they do? They went and secretly buff the retro. The sawed-off and retro, yeah,
well,
absolutely,
at least the
without
retro,
a doubt.
Yeah. Okay.
Without a doubt.
Because
I even said the sawed-off.
It makes it easier for newer players to get into the game and bridge the skill gap, right?
That, and it became an exploit for experienced players.
So what's the active down sniper then? It's the same thing.
Okay. I don't agree with that, because a sniper is a power weapon. It's a pickup.
Okay, so it's not a clutch weapon. It's a clutch mechanic, though.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that.
Because you can say, okay, the retro makes it easier for newer players to get kills by bridging the skill gap, and it makes good players exploit it. Now replace Retro Lancer with active down sniper. It fits perfectly.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay.
I think you could flip that around. I think you could say the removal of active downs is a crutch. That makes map awareness less important. It makes team communication less important. You're now not getting punished for making a bad move as much as you would have like on a map like Canals. If you like mindlessly rush across mid bridge, oh, let me just run across here. I'm gonna go do whatever. I'm gonna go take this spot. Now you have much less of a risk doing that than you did beforehand. So I mean, I think that could go both ways with that. And I don't feel like it's fair to say that about a power weapon. Like, would you call the Gears 3 boom shot a crutch?
Sorry, I was doing my little cry face because my mic is very low.
Oh,
so you're saying like the Gears 3 boom shot was the same way?
I would say, like, if you want to argue active downs on Gears 1 or a crutch, then you could easily say the same thing about the boom shot in Gears 3. I mean, my God, that thing was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and I can say the same thing about the Gears 2 frags, where
oh yeah,
like, because the Gears 2 frags, if you toss both grenades, you basically nuke a huge area that's just an insta kill. You can't do anything about it if they throw it perfectly. But, because the Gears 3
the
boom
first
shot
nade would set off the second one.
Yeah. So
if you escaped the first one, it didn't matter if the second one still get you.
And yeah, I agree with the Gears 3 boom shot in how it was, because it was so easy to get kills because it was a nuke. It had 3 shots, and then you had the active boom shot, which had clusters, so that even if you could have dodged an unactive boom shot, those cluster bombs would kill you and stuff like that. And especially with the competitive scene where there's 4 people, 3 shots, and when you're getting a boom shot, you're fighting a team, so you're probably going to have at least 1 kill when you get the boom shot. So yeah, that was a huge thing. And luckily they have it 2 shots and not as powerful boom shot.
Yeah, I mean, is Gears 3 the only game where they left the boom shot at 3 shots? I kind of feel like it is. I wasn't around, but I've heard that when Gears 1 first came out, the boom shot had 3 shots, and it actually worked completely differently. I know when Gears 2 came out, it was a 3-shot boom shot, and I believe in Judgment, it was a 3-shot boom shot, and then nerfed to 2 shots. So Gears 3 is the only one they left it at, and I never understood that.
And it was the worst boom shot too.
Yeah, it was like, well, you've gone back and done this for 2 other games. At what point did it not seem like a good idea for the third game? Like
Because of Quinn Del Hoya and Pete Nebley.
yeah,
Which is
Del Hoya
why,
was now actively rooting him.
as the community, I think, like, as a whole, like, even competitive players probably were saying the same thing, but it wasn't in competitive because they only had Lancer and Asher. But everyone was saying, nerf the retro, and Quinn's like, we're not going to change the retro. But then they secretly buffed it 3 times in 3 straight updates. And thanks to Lambent Hammerburst and other data miners and stuff like that, they were able to tell us the truth. And yeah, that was like the backstab to the community. They just didn't care, and that's why Lee Perry left. Because Lee Perry was amazing. Like, he actually was like a genuinely nice guy who listened to the forums, and he didn't like how Epic was going, so he quit.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out that people who play the game and talk about it might actually have a clue as to what the issues are, but not in Epic's world, not in Quinn Del Hoya's. Quinn Del Hoya's, his MO seems to be the way to balance everything is to just make everything super powerful. He did the same thing with like the Halo 4 Turbo update. Did you ever see that? Like, I'm not a big Halo player,
and make things powerful secretly.
Yeah, like that. It made like the assault rifle in that game became like a powerhouse, and I think it dropped down to like from a 4-shot BR to like a 3-shot BR. So like,
holy shit,
is that really how you go about it? Like, oh, okay, every weapon's amazing. So, what value do the power weapons have now, other than boom shot? That's a big problem with Gears 3, and it might not be as bad with Gears 1 because you can't. I mean, the Gears 1 Lancer is very powerful. It actually technically is the most powerful Lancer in the series. A lot of people don't know that. It'll down you faster than all the other ones. But for whatever reason...
Even the Gears 3 active?
I believe it'll down you faster than the Gears 3 active. Or maybe on its own active. I can't remember. Someone has like a video out there that shows how it works with all of them.
The Gears 3 active with the headshot bonus is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. But then you also have like stopping power and all of that, so it makes it even worse.
That's true.
So that's a big difference.
So just think if Ultimate Edition had stopping power, that Lancer would be. Oh my gosh!
Oh, forget about it. And if they had gone that route, that would have really soured the community. Yeah, I think stopping power is a mechanic they need to just leave in the past.
Yeah, but that will be a discussion for next week when we talk about Gears 4.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we've been going for an hour and a half now. I think we should start to wrap things up because we've got quite a bit of topics to cover next week as well.
Oh yeah. So we got the shout out to the GFC. We'll do it again. Yeah. For people who weren't here in the beginning, I made an announcement that I got my new game capture device now. And I am currently making a new Gears of Minecraft map, and I'm gonna try and actually live stream on a regular basis now, playing Gears 3 and other Gears War games. So, yeah.
Alright, so, our next episode should be Tuesday, evening / night, probably around 8 p.m., but we won't finalize the time yet, because Dodger doesn't want me to.
Oh, and one more thing. Sshwo, quick question.
Yes.
What is your opinion on Ticker Ball?
I don't really know a lot about it. I remember hearing about it. During Judgment, things were a little out there. I was actually, there was a competitive scene for Judgment. I was focusing on that, but I remember seeing it in like the chat. It looked pretty fun. I've never tried it, so you have to get me in one day. I'll have to see what it's all about.
Yeah, I'll link you the YouTube video.
All right. So continuing.
End it, chaps. End it. Yeah.
On Tuesday, next episode, probably around the same time, Sid will be back, so he can talk some campaign stuff with us and a little bit of multiplayer. Sshwo should be back again. So we will be talking about, this time was all about Ultimate Edition. Next time will be mostly Gears 4 or the future Gears games and some changes we'd like to see or suggestions for changes, things like that, and some more debates. Hopefully whatever is in my eye is gone, so I stop making those funny faces for Chismo. And
Sideways smiley.
yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for topics you want us to talk about, post them either on Twitter or post them in the thread on the forums.
You want to give them a teaser of the topics we'll be talking about, like in specifics for next week? Because
Yeah,
you
sure.
have that. Because I know we're going to talk more in depth about barrel shooting versus center screen shooting for both for Gears of War 4 and what should happen.
Yeah, so there's center screen versus barrel shot. There's the sniper. If actives are back, or even if they're not, what do we want the sniper to do when it hits somebody? Active downs, lots of damage, stuff
Collateral,
like that.
collateral potential.
The wall cancel, so sort of the
Wall bouncing.
the wall bouncing. If there's any changes we'd like to that. There's a couple other campaign-related things we'll talk about as well.
And hopefully we should have Sid there as well. So, and
Yeah.
Sshwo, you're definitely invited back as many times as you want. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. You know, in this, I can do it in the summer. But the problem is, once I work, I go back to work in the fall. I work till 11 o'clock at night, so I kind of like screws that up. You know?
Schwartz really wants us to mention the shotgun troika. I actually do have that in the notes for Tuesday. Schwartz, it is in the notes for Tuesday. I will link a video to it.
Like what does that even mean?
You'll find out on Tuesday.
Like just
Oh my
Nash,
God.
like basically an automatic Nash or something as a turret.
You'll find out on Tuesday.
Oh jeez.
That's insane.
All
That's
right.
cool. Looking forward to that. Yeah, I like campaign stuff too. Everyone thinks I'm like a multiplayer only guy. No, I'm like into the story. I read almost all the books. I didn't read the slab. I
need
had
to
it.
read this lab.
Yeah, I do own it. It's in the closet right there.
All right. Well, Dodger, you want to end the stream? I think that's
Yeah, that's just about it, right?
Cheese asked where we're all located. I'm in Ohio now, so barely Midwest, mostly East. Dodger?
Right now I am in the panhandle of Florida right now. So I used to be in Arizona, but being in the military, they kind of forced me to Florida. And it's great. I went from hot and dry to hot and humid. And humidity really sucks, especially when you have a bulletproof vest on with an overcoat. It really sucks.
Sshwo, where are you from?
I am from the mecca of competitive Gears of War, New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's Long
City?
Island, New York. Though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Long Island. I'm about 15 miles out of the city.
Well, I will be in New York next weekend.
Whoa,
New York.
Finger Lakes, so.
Oh, that's something else. that's a world away from where we are. It's a whole different. It's a Republican different area out here. We're in like liberal city.
Yep.
You know, it's I kind of like their life a little better. It's getting a little crowded out here on Long Island, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
it's my vacation spot. It's really nice.
yeah, that's a good spot.
All
I
right.
should be heading upstate in a couple months.
All right. Well, Dodger, you want to
That's
shut
it.
it down?
Yeah, and if you're in the chat or you're watching this on live and you haven't seen the Dat Sheffy on the screen yet, you're a horrible person.
Oh yeah, I actually did see that.
Yeah, so you're a horrible person.